Okay, good. Sorry, guys. Okay, yeah. So at least just one for you to be able to learn and earn by yourself, right? So I'm going to Webslinger, which is what we have for tonight, right? Webslinger is what we have for tonight. So you click on Webslinger, right? Guys, please pay attention. And I hope you have your demo because I might call trades that in the process of this, right? You click on Webslinger and this appears, right? This beautiful looking favorite strategy of mine appears in front of you. The best way to trade with Webslinger is using your laptop. But if you use your phone, you can always put it on landscape mode, right? You can always put it on landscape mode. Now, guys, I'm about to begin, and I hope you are with your pen and paper as well. Sorry, I'm trying to look for my own pen and paper. Oh, yeah. So now, guys, what is the first thing you want to look at when you want to begin trading on Webslinger? What is the first thing you want to look at when you want to begin trading on Webslinger? Before I even start trading, before I even come to all this place now, this place I just showed you, right? Or the first thing I want to do is probably go and check here first, right? I like to check here, and I'll check here, and then I'll also confirm. I like to check alert panel, right? So when you want to trade Webslinger, the first thing you want to look at is alert panel, right? Look at your alert panel and then see if, oh, which of these do I want to trade? All right, which of these do I want to trade? The first thing you want to look at is you go down. I don't like all these ones, right? And the reason why I don't like it is because these are two currencies, USD and JPY. Their strengths are very close to each other, very close proximity. USD is 60, while JPY is 67. So there is no, now 7% use differentiate both of them. So I wouldn't like to trade that type of forex, right? The same thing over here. USD CHF. There is just 16 or so percent that differentiate both of them. Euro JPY is looking amazing. So we look at Euro JPY. The reason is because JPY has a very high strength more than Euro. And this simply means that, I mean, 67 minus 27, that's about 40% difference between the both of them. So I would like to go for Euro JPY. So guys, we are looking at Euro JPY as an example for trading the forex market today. Sorry. Yeah. As the reason why for trading the forex market today. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Although I don't think that market is moving properly at the moment, because when you trade Webslinger, there is no when you see green lines like this, that market is a bit it's too set well. But then again, it's also good to go at some point. But I wouldn't trade something like this, right? I wouldn't trade something like this. This is wrong. So I'll look for another currency pair. Let's try GBP JPY in a clearer zone. All right, there is not supposed to be any green line there infusing with red. I will explain to you. I will show you why. Hang on. What is happening? This is wrong as well. What is happening? I need a working market. So let's try all JPY. Why is green infusing everywhere? Okay, this is nice, but this is wrong as well. Okay, so guys, but let me begin. All right, let me try NZD card as well. Okay, this is beautiful. This is what I needed. This is beautiful, right? This is all this is what we are looking for, right? So guys, NZD is 58 and card is 20. That simply means that NZD is buying and NZD is stronger than card. NZD at this point is called the base currency, right? It's called the base currency. While CAD is known as the quote currency. NZD is the base currency, while CAD is known as the quote currency. So when I want to trade Webslinger, the first thing I want to look at is my alert panel. And I want to differentiate between the two. When I look at the two currency pair, which one is stronger than the other, right? Because NZD is buying, right, is stronger. That means which NZD is the base, right? Is the base, right? That is the base, that's the first currency. Is stronger than the quote currency, which is the bottom one, right? Just simply know that this is a buy market. Although anything can happen, can flip, but with everything that is set up in front of my laptop, which you can see in front of my screen, the market is okay here, right? But let's take an instance for some of us that are new into IMR tracking and probably new into Forex. When CAD is stronger than NZD, right, it's supposed to be a sell, right? It's going to be a sell. So when you see the second currency stronger than the first currency, just know that it is a selling market, right? But when the first currency, which is known as the base currency, is stronger than the the under currency, which is known as the quote currency, it simply means that that market is a sell, is a buy currency. Now, let's quickly look at all JPY. Can you see all JPY here? Guys, is this market a quote currency, a buy market or a sell market? Before we move, because these are the things we determine before you actually take a trade. Is this market a buy or a sell? This odd JPY you can see here. Is it a buy market or a sell market? Answers, guys. Answers. It's a sell market. Thank you very much, everybody. It's a sell market. This is because the quote currency, which is the NZ, which is the JPY, is not way because 67 minus 51, there's no too much difference. That's why the market is misbehaving. Look at the market is, to me here, the market is misbehaving. I particularly will not trade this market because 67 minus 51, there's not too much difference. The difference is not too clear like that, right? So I wouldn't trade it. But then again, it is a selling market. It is a selling market for a reason. But anything can flip, right? So I won't trade this, right? So when you want to trade Webslinger, look at your alert panel. Choose the particular one you want to trade. So let's look at NZD card, which was the perfect setup that I can see here, right? Now I have seen NZD card is okay, right? NZD is 58, card is 28. What else will I do? I'll go to my currency strength meter just to confirm. Do you know what currency strength meter is? Currency strength meter is like a website where you confirm your currency before you actually take a trade, right? So sometimes even when they send you swipe option trade, first of all, go and check your currency strength meter. If you see swipe option alert, just come into your phone, go check currency strength meter if it is sure. Because sometimes the educators, they don't send trade according to sentimental analysis. They just send trade according to technicals and the rest, right? According to their technical markups and all. Sentimentally too, check up your trades. That's why sometimes you take a trade that they told you that it's supposed to be buying. When you not take it, uncle they fall, right? Because sometimes when they want, wow, this NZD card is they buy you, right? Look at card has decreased even more, and NZD is increasing, right? So that's why this blue arrow appeared. But before we get to the main thing, let's look at currency strength meter, right? Let's quickly look at currency strength meter. Please indicate NZD. What's question on the rest at the point we are now. Look at it now. This is NZD. Look at my arrow. My arrow is on my distance. NZD. Look at it. NZD is 60. Card is 18. That means NZD is so strong. But where can you reconfirm? Let's go to currency strength meter. So if you want to check currency strength meter, just use what we call live chat. Why is this not capital letter? Live chat. Well, for laptop, we don't need press. So live chat dot co, or simply just type currency strength meter, you'll be fine, right? That will help you. Currency strength meter, right? So you can see currency strength. Who is writing on the screen of the laptop? That you guys leave your phone screen. You see, you don't draw blue arrow now. We no need for the laptop, right? So currency strength meter, right? I like to use this one sometimes. Can you see? Odd NZD is strong. You can refresh. Why is this person still touching the screen of the kidney? Stop touching your screen. You are writing in front of the laptop. I mean, the screen everybody is seeing. Who is this Gold, I'm going to remove you from this zone. It's like I'm removing you. Gold. I'm so sorry. I have to do this because look at, see what you're doing. You're not ready. When you are ready to join, we will know. This is wrong. Why are you writing? You're even writing the letter A. Are you fine? Are you okay? Is something wrong? I'll put you in waiting room. I'm sorry. You need to be there. Is everybody okay? Is some people okay, Sha? Like, I don't get. I'm telling you, you're writing letter A in front of a screen that everybody is viewing. How do I? And the thing is, I don't even know how to remove. Okay, let me stop sharing screen again, and then probably remove stuff. Not for some people. Eh? You're writing on the screen. You're still writing. No, he's on waiting room. I'll probably admit him later. Okay, we're back. Okay, so guys, currency strength meter, right? I will refresh, always refresh, right? Because currency strength meter can easily flip. Anything can make it flip, right? Currency strength meter can easily flip, right? So refresh. NZD is still strong. CAD, it fall, the weak die, right? NZD is strong. CAD is weak, right? CAD is very weak. USD is very strong. CAD is weak. So if you are looking at a USD CAD market, that simply means that this is a very lovely buy. Like the market is buying beautifully, right? I will refresh again just to be on the safer side as well, right? Always refresh because anything can easily happen, right? Okay, so we are good to go. So let's go back to where we were, Liberty. So let's go back to Liberty. Now let's look at CAD. Where's that Liberty again like this now? Issues. Okay, let me type it back. Okay. Okay, strategies, back again, and TBX. Yeah, I like the other currency strength. Okay, you like the other currency strength. Yes, you can use any one you like to use. All right, you are talking about this one, right? I have to come back to this thing, but you're talking about this one. This other currency strength too. It's very nice. It's called livechat.co.uk. Guys, can write these things down so that you don't start asking in the group, please. And what is that currency strength meter site again? Screenshot it now that you can see it. This one is very nice as well. You can see NZD is very strong and CAD is very weak. NZD CAD, NZD buying, CAD weak. So this market that we're about to look at is a very good market. So let me go back to where we were. TBX. Okay, TBX, then Liberty. And open Webslinger. Okay. All right. So card, we're looking at card, Abby. I was looking at card. Where card then like this now? Abby, they don't remove them. NZD card. Okay, good. Now, guys, what are the determinants for you to enter a market on Webslinger? This is where we now begin the major thing. What are the determinants for you to enter a Webslinger? When you want to enter a Webslinger trade, the first thing you must look at, please pay attention. This is time you have to start using your pen and book. Right on front of your book, Webslinger strategy. What are the determinants you need to enter a Webslinger strategy? We have looked at number one, check your alerts panel and check the currency strength. Which one is stronger? Which one is weaker? If the first one is stronger and the second one is weaker, not weak. If you see 60, then see the other one 50, don't trade it. But if you see the other one 60 and see the other one 20, just like this, you are good to go, right? So when the first one is weaker, is stronger, and the second one is weaker, it's a buy. If the first one is weaker and the second one is stronger, it's a sell. So for this one now, it is a buy. Number one thing to look at. Number two thing to look at is to go back to your currency strength meter and reconfirm that this thing that you are seeing here on alert panel corresponds with what you are seeing here. Number two. Number three thing or the first thing, if you want to take a buy, if you want to take a buy in your trading accounts using Webslinger, the first thing you must look at is to make sure that these blue clouds are below. The first thing that confirms a buy is to make sure that these blue clouds are below. Number one confirmation to take a buy using Webslinger is to make sure that the blue clouds are below. All right? The first thing for you to confirm when you take a Webslinger trade is to make sure that the blue clouds are below. I'm so sorry I'm repeating it because I did not hear. Why I did repeat that like this? The second thing for you to look at when you want to take a buy in Webslinger is to make sure that these blue lines are also below and these candles are above, right? This thing is now, the way it is here, right? Make sure that they are below. And these blue lines are called web strings. Web strings are below what? They are below, the blue web strings are below the candles. That means the candles must be resting on top of the blue web strings. This is number 2 or 4 thing for you to take a buy with Webslinger. Number 1, currency strength is beautiful, 60 to 20. Number 2, the blue clouds are below. Number 3, the blue web strings are below and the candles are beautifully resting on top of it. Number 4, the blue web strings must give spaces to each other. Can you see how I can literally, if we say, let me quick count now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 strings. I can easily count it. There's space for me to count it. So another thing you want to take note of when you want to take a trade using Webslinger is that there must be spaces between the web string. Currency strength, the blue clouds must be below. The web strings must be below. And the candles must be resting beautifully on top of it. And there will be space between the web strings as well. Guys, please hang on. Now, another thing you want to take note of is this thick blue line. There's a thick blue line. There's a thick blue line. That's another thing you want to take note of. This thick, there are blue lines here, right? There's this first thick blue line, quite good. These ones are the tiny lines, okay. But another thing you want to take note of is this thick blue line over here. The thick blue line, all this is when you are going for a buy. Yes, Brian, all this is when you are going for a buy, all right? This thick blue line will give you, is another thing you need to look out for when you are taking a buy here. Okay, Olawande says that it was his sister that was dragging the phone and writing a, Emeka, please go send Olawande the link. He's here already. I think Zoom admitted him back by Zoom self. Right. Olawande, if you're here, drop a 1. Please, can we get this teaching? Yes, Oribi, I'm recording it. Right. So the thick blue line, sorry guys, hang on. Hang on, please. Move this. Move this for me. Okay, good. All right. Thick blue line. Now we're done with that. All right. Guys, did we get all the 4 confirmations? Yes or no? Did you get all the 4 confirmations? Yes or no? Yes, yes. I want to see all the yeses. 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 Did we get the 4 for a buy? We are 50 something on this call. If I can see at least 40, I would thank God. Right? Jesse said I should repeat. If you also want me to repeat, drop repeat as well. All right? If you also want me to repeat, drop repeat as well. If you also want me to repeat, drop repeat as well. Okay, repeat. When you want to take a buy, what do you need to look at when you want to take Webslinger? The quote currency must be stronger than the base. And even when it is stronger, let it give at least 15 to 20 differences in that strongness. All right? 58 minus 18, there's a lot of difference, almost 20, 27. 58 minus 18 is 20 or 30 or something, right? That's already is a sure that this market is already a buy market. Good to go. confirm this now on your currency strength meter if you are still good to go. May we see. NZD don't lose small weights. No, NZD is still palming. Oh, it has lost a bar. Who noticed? It has lost a bar. It has lost a bar. But still, again, it's still a buy market. Let's go back to where we're coming from. It has lost a bar. That's why you see this candle misbehaving a bit. And from 60, it runs to 58, right? Now, so your currency strength meter, another thing you want to look at when you want to take a buy, not a sell, a buy, the blue clouds must be below. And you can see that the blue clouds are below. Web strings must be below, and the candles must be resting above. The web string as well must have spaces to each other. And another last thing before I go to the next thing is that this thick blue candle, this thick blue line, also take note of it. Now, how do you now eventually take the buy when a candle opens? When a candle opens, right, a candle begins, every candle lasts for 5 minutes, right? Every candle lasts for 5 minutes when it opens. Every candle lasts for 5 minutes when it opens. All right, guys, every candle lasts for 5 minutes when it opens. A red candle starts from here and closes. A blue candle starts and closes. Now, when you want to take a buy using Webslinger, when a candle opens, right? When a candle opens and begins to read within 5 minutes, like this candle just opened now, right? You can see the timing is reducing. Who can see the timing over here? It opened, a candle lasts for 5 minutes, and this candle just opened. You can see the timing over here reducing. Can you see where my arrow is? Reducing. That's how long this candle is going to last. It's going to end. This candle that just opened is going to finish in the next 4 minutes, 30 seconds, right? Now, when a candle opens and a candle begins to start opening on the thick blue line, all you need to do is wait for that candle to have a blue arrow just like this appear before you can take it by. All you need to do is to wait for that candle, that blue candle, to release a blue arrow just like this to take it by. Right? All you need to do, a candle opens. I wouldn't take this because it is not going in the right direction, or it is a red candle. I might take it because it will still go up somehow. But this is not the best way. I won't take this. The confirmation for Webslinger tells you that once a candle opens, a blue candle opens, and you see that candle reading, and that candle brings up a blue arrow, take it for a buy. A blue candle opened, a blue arrow appeared, buy. A blue candle opened, a blue arrow appeared, buy. Another blue one opened. This candle opened here on top of the thick blue line and closed here. An arrow appeared, buy. If you took this trade for 5 minutes, if you took this trade for 10 minutes, you would have still cleared because the candle opened from here, closed here. Another one opened from here, closed here. That means it is still going up. This candle closed here. Another one opened from here at 257. Guys, pay attention to this place here. If I point on the candle, please pay attention to this place, right? This moving line, there's a number, this number moving, pay attention. When I point at the candle, pay attention. A candle opened from here at 217 and closed here at 244. That was a buy. It took this candle 17 minutes to open from, it took this candle 5 minutes to open from here at 217, 219 and closed at 244. I hope you are paying attention to this line, this moving line. Look at this thing, I'm moving up and down. Just as I'm pointing at the candle, just be looking over here. This candle opened at 217, 216, and closed at 244. Within 5 minutes, it did this. It was a buy, a beautiful buy. A candle up, this arrow appeared, right? Now, when this arrow appeared, knew that, okay, somehow, still, this trade will still be valid for a buy. So when this candle opened, another candle opened at 238 and closed where? At 257 after another buy, right? So if you're in this, if you enter the trade here for 10 minutes, you would have still cleared it here, even at this candle. You can see that the blue candles are beautifully resting on top of the thick blue line. When this candle closed at 255, and this candle opened at 254 and closed where? At 280. If you have entered this trade for 15 minutes, you would have still cleared it. 5, 10, 15. This candle closed at 280. Another candle opened at 281 and closed where? At 311. If you have entered this trade for 20 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, you would have still cleared it. This candle closed at 305 and opened at 308 and closed at 331. If you have entered this particular trade for 25 minutes, you have still cleared it, right? So when you enter a trade is when you wait for blue candles to open. And when that blue candle opens, let a blue arrow appear. Again, let's look at this candle over here. This candle opened at 193 and a blue arrow appeared. This candle closed at 206. Another candle opened at 206 and closed at 237. If you have entered this trade for 10 minutes, you would have still cleared it. Another candle, a red candle now opened at 221. This one closed at where? It closed at 233. Another candle now opened at 223, 221, 219. And guess what? Closed at 240, 238. If you have entered this trade, you would have still cleared it, even though a red candle appeared. Right? So guys, you must always enter. You can only enter a trade in Webslinger when you see a candle beautifully appear on the thick blue line. A blue candle appear on the thick blue line, and you see an arrow appearing as well. Now let's assume that this candle opened and it was 3 minutes for this trade to close. Let's assume that this candle opened and immediately this candle opened, 3 minutes to go, a blue arrow appeared. If I were you, when would I enter this? Will I enter this trade? Yes or no? If I were you, will I enter this trade? Yes or no? If I were you, will I enter the trade? Yes or no? A candle opened. Remember, every candle is supposed to last for 5 minutes. Then a candle opened. And within that 5 minutes, it was 3 minutes to go. A blue arrow now appeared and told you to buy. Will you buy? And if you buy, how many minutes will you buy it for? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people saying yes. Guys, we are 54 on this call, and you're not dropping yeses and nos. Wow. It's 15 minutes for me to end this call. We remember we end at 9:30. All right, yes. Don't jump into a moving trade. Belimi says, amazing. Belimi on Webslinger, it doesn't really align that with that. That's why you don't back up on Webslinger anyhow, sure. All right. But then again, take Belimi's talk, but that should be on that strategy. But with Webslinger, not really. All right, not really. You don't jump in, but then again, you can jump in to some extent. Just Webslinger doesn't have where you mark up, and everything. All right. So if I see, remember, a blue candle, yes, trap, now he might be chop, good, amazing, right? Remember, for you to take a buy in Webslinger, it's until you see that blue arrow. So when you see blue arrow, if like be waiting and be following the don't jumping into a trade talk, all right? A blue arrow appears here. 2 minutes to go to the trade is over. I wouldn't immediately jump in, but I will enter. 2 minutes to go. I won't enter for 2 minutes or 1 minute. Somebody said 1 minute. I will enter for 10 minutes. I want to see what we play out within 10 minutes. Did you get that? Did you get that? I'll enter for either 10 minutes or 15 minutes. I want to see what we play out within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So let's assume that when this candle open, you would have probably told yourself, I can't jump in immediately. But if I have taken that trade for 15 minutes, I would have cleared it beautifully. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes would have cleared it for me. If I've entered that trade for 30 minutes, I would have cleared it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 25, 30 to some extent, because this market closed. It closed somewhere at 3:30. I entered where? I entered at 2:21. It closed at 3:30. 30 minutes has cleared me the trade, right? So Webslinger is not a strategy that you want to do sharp, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute trade. No, all right? Because the arrow appears, that arrow signifies enter immediately, sharp as you can sharp it up, right? Trade immediately. You will probably clear. Let's take this candle as an example. When this candle opened, it only lasted for 5 minutes. It sold beautifully. When this candle opened, it sold from 355 all the way to 425. When this candle appeared and this arrow appeared, I would have entered, but I would have entered for 5 minutes as well. So you can either enter for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes on Webslinger. And how would that work? When this candle appeared, right, I would have entered for 5 minutes. If I have entered at 354, or probably let's say the arrow appeared at 372 for 5 minutes, I'll enter for 5 minutes or for 10 minutes, right? 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 6 or 7, depends, right? Let's say the candle appeared at 362. If I've entered for 5 minutes, I'll still clear it because this red candle is still well above where I entered from. So there's still been a clear trade in one way or the other. Webslinger is not something you mark up. It's something that you self, you have to use your what do they call it? Now, sentiments is more of a sentimental strategy. It's not a technical. You know, also you go to trading view, draw line, draw this one, draw that one. It's not Webslinger. It deals mostly with sentiment. How is market feeling? What do you think the market is going to do in the next 5 minutes? How an arrow just appeared. I will enter a trade for 3 minutes or 5 or 10. That arrow has disappeared. So sometimes you might see something, it has appeared again, telling you to take for a lower entry. So if you are with your trading, go to your practice account, right? If you are still on, enter this trade probably at, it is going up already, all right? If it comes back to 380, take it for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, one of them. This candle will be over in the next 4 minutes. It's going up already, right? It's going up already. I like the fact I was talking and arrow just appeared. Now to go enter trade though, you have 3 minutes. You can take this trade for 3 minutes or 2 minutes actually, right? You can do this. Then again, if I was the one, I would do it for 10 minutes. Let me see what the next candle will do. Because that arrow appeared, I will know sentimentally that the next candle is still going to go up. And even if it is a red candle, it might not still, I entered very low. I entered at 380. Candle opened at 372. I probably entered at 380. Market is at 405, right? 10 minutes will do a lot for me. 3 minutes, I will still clear. 2, I'm okay. If I've entered since, if you enter now, don't enter now. If you entered, immediately you saw that candle, right? You are still well okay with wherever you are going. If you enter for 5 minutes, somehow, right? But 2 minutes I've already removed from this candle opening. So if you enter for 5 minutes, I don't know what the next candle will do. So I'll enter for 10 minutes to be on the safer side. So you can enter the trade for 10 minutes, but I don't think you should enter for this. I've talked for like 2 minutes and this arrow appeared since, right? So guys, that is your determinant for a buy on Webslinger. Like you said, use your head. We have we have to use our IQ brain. Yes, IQ is a sentimental type of strategy, not technical. All right, it's a sentimental type of strategy. Not I'm very sure some people still entered. Right, I'm sure some people are in this street now. You cannot tell me otherwise. I'm sure some people clicked something. You can't tell, like these people can't tell me otherwise. I cleared, see them. All right. So, and guys, again, when you want to use Webslinger, I noticed that Webslinger is 10 minutes. I don't know, it's not 10 minutes. It's 10 pips away from your IQ sense. So sometimes it might be a bit confusing for you. It's 10 pips away from IQ sense. All right. This arrow appeared when this market was at 380. Currently, the market is at 396. It is 1 minute, 50 seconds for this market to be over. And if you entered immediately, you're still in profit, people. Which broker? $37 made from my demo account. NZD is not on IQ Center pocket option. NZD card, pocket option. Try pocket option, guys. All right. Okay. So let me wait and let's see what the next market will do. Let's see what the next candle will do. So let me see if me entering for 10 minutes will be something good for me. It might be giving you lower entries now, but it will still go up anyways. It's not showing an IQ cent. Yeah, yeah. Yes, you can use it for a sell market as well. All right. I've traded before, but this teaching makes me feel as if I have been treating for a long time. Right. So guys, your MT4, try MT4, still in profit though. It ends in the 37 seconds. So if you still enter, if you enter at 380, you are still in profit. Because that was when the candle, the arrow appeared. But let me see what I'm looking at what the next candle will do. All right. I'm waiting for what the next candle will do. Yeah, nice. Coming down. This can be a lower entry as well. All right. This is a lower entry as well. So you can take it. It has retested back to 380, 379. So if I'm to enter again, this is a 10 minutes, right? It can still go up because the currency is strong enough, except for NZD card losing a bit. But then again, this is giving you lower entry as well, right? Take for 10 minutes. Okay, take for 10 minutes. Right? So if I took for 10 minutes, remember I told you I would have taken for 10 minutes, right? I still have like 4 minutes. I still have like 4 minutes to find out how this trade will go for me, right? So moral lesson, or for me that uses Webslinger very well, I don't like to trade it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, because anything could happen. So I like to trade for 10 minutes just to be on the safer side. All right. Let's say I entered at 880 here. Currently, the market is at 884. So I'm like maybe 3 pips away from in profit, right? Then my 10 minutes still have about 3 minutes to end. So I'm on the edge of I'm going to clear or I'm not going to clear. But I know that probably if there's no shift in currency strength, I will clear it. So guys, please, if you ever want to trade Webslinger, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it is for you. When I started using Webslinger, right, newly, I used to, yes, it will push. I used to feel like, oh, what is it called? I used to feel like I want to do fast, right? I want to do fast. But then again, I realized that it's more of a patient thingy. When you join Millimills, does she give you 5 minutes? Guys, who has ever joined Millimills? Does Millimills give you 5 minutes? If you join Millimills, do you notice that she usually say 10, 15 minutes? Right? Do you notice that she exactly, see my people as family news people. Do you notice that she usually tell you 10, 15 minutes? She's not, Millennials can't tell you 3 minutes, 5 minutes too. They give you music as well. 15 minutes plus, Daniel Seba, you know, all right? 15 minutes plus, because Webslinger sometimes they mad, if he mad, all right? 10 minutes plus, if he mad, because anything could palm out, anything could stop. Right? You can see what is happening over here. Anything can happen with Webslinger. So it's not an shareable market. So most of the time, patient is our ideology. Amazing. Most of the time, Webslinger usually turns out like this. You can see this. It usually turns out like this. Started here, you clear it after 10 minutes. If you started here, put 15 minutes, you will still clear it. If you started here, put 20, you still clear it. If you started here, put 25, you go still clear them. Now here where you start, put 30, you go still clear them. Most of the time, it turns out like this, right? Most of the time, it turns out, you can see, if you have put 10 minutes, you would have still cleared. If you put 15, you would have still cleared it. That's why she usually tell you 10 minutes plus. That means 10 minutes or 15 minutes. All right. So please, whenever you trade Webslinger, be a 10 to 15 minutes person. Don't be a 5 minutes person. If you're a 5 minutes person, if you have entered here, you would have still cleared it after 10 minutes. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Entered at 9:22, you would have still cleared it, even if at 800 or 816 or 851, anyone, right? So 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Guys, please take notes. Don't be a sharp. Some of us are very impatient. I blew my account a lot when I newly started trading websites. You can see what is happening here. All right, you can see what is happening here. I blew my account a lot when I started with trading Webslinger because I thought it's something that, oh, candle appears immediately, arrow appears immediately. I'll just do like 2 minutes. No, please don't do that, right? So I just gave you basically, so we should wait for the arrow to show up under the candle before taking the trade. Yes, Sammy. Well, always put your trade within 10 to 15 minutes. Now, this what I gave you was the parameters for taking a buy. Let's quickly look at the parameters for taking a sell. The parameters for taking a sell is as beautiful as what you can see here. The red clouds must be above, right? The red clouds must be above. The red web strings must be above as well. And the red candles and the candles must be resting. The red candles must be resting above the thick red line. Sometimes it goes even through it, but must be resting on the thick red line, right? For a red candle, it opens from the top, closes at the bottom, right? For a red candle, it opens from the top, closes from the bottom, right? So when you are trading, when you are taking a sell, a red arrow must appear. So even if you enter this trade, look at this trade. If you entered it for 15 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes, for 30 minutes, you would have still cleared it. You would have still cleared it, even if you entered for 15, 30 minutes. So guys, please, 30, 15, 20, 10 minutes should be for you when you're trading Webslinger, all right? This trade started at when? It started, it weaked a bit, but it started well at 5, right? Around, weak small, around 6:14. Right? So let's say when you wicked around 6:14, 6:10, you took it. This is a 5 minutes candle, right? It's sold. We've been wicked up to 493, but closed at 5:05. Well, okay. Another candle, this is 5 minutes, Abby. Another candle now opened at where? At 5:08. So went down to all the way to 4:58. You started from 6:06, 6:08, is sold, and went all the way down to 4:68. This is how many minutes now? 10 minutes. You would have still cleared. In fact, beautiful clear. Another candle opened, and it was a blue candle. It opened here at 4:66. It opened here at 4:61 and closed here. So if you enter this for 10 minutes, you'd have still cleared. If you entered from here for 15 minutes, you'd have still cleared. If you entered for 20 minutes, you would have still cleared, right? Because when it closed here, it sold a bit back to 500 zones, but you started at 6:06, so you would have still cleared. Even if it was 35 minutes, brother, you still clear. Now 45 where you use, you will still clear them. In fact, it sold from here all the way to here, you would have still cleared, right? So these are the determinants for you to trade. So guys, moral lesson, the thing where we get this night, we say, if you want to trade Webslinger, it's not a 3 minutes trade. That's why Millie Mills, we never tell you, enter for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, 15 minutes plus, 10 minutes plus, because reactions will happen within that minutes, within that 10, 15 minutes, or 20 or 30 minutes, right? So for a sell, your quote currency must be stronger than the base currency. Your second currency must be stronger than the first currency. Euro odd is giving me that vibes. Let's go to Euro odd. Odd is 57, Euro is 24. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. This trade closes in 1 minute, 37 seconds. Beautiful, beautiful. Some of us now say, listen, let me get open, let me go and trade. Let me use that remaining 1 minute and trade. No, go do that yourself, dears. Right? You can't enter such a trade. Red candle above, although I don't know what this blue one did here, but red clouds beautifully above. Red web slings, giving the space needed. Red candle opened. When this red candle opened around 0.36, it sold all the way to 0.03. A blue candle opened and closed at 0.13, but a red one opened at 0.15 and sold to 98. Another one opened at 0.4 and look at where we did now, as 9.31. It has been selling for how many minutes? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. In fact, it has been selling for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45 minutes. Odd, euro odd has been selling. In fact, it has been selling since 9. Look at the downward slope. So if you probably entered at 1, if you ever probably entered at 273 around 9 p.m., at 301 around 9 p.m., the market is currently at 95, 0.95 around 9:35 p.m. But this time is wrong, around 8. This is around 8, around 8:20. We're 1 hour ahead, right? So you can see the downward slope, right? It has been selling since all the way to this place, right? But you don't want to do that to yourself. Now, you don't want to enter for 1 hour trade, that'll be 2 hours trade. All right. So guys, these are your determinants for a sell. See, even if you entered when this market was here, right? It started here, right? At 0.03. Even here now, you still be in profit. So if this was a 10 minutes trade, you still be in profit. All right. So guys, who got that? This is Webslinger for you. This is what if there's no space within the web string? Don't take it. Good. Thank you for that question. Please, if there is no space within the web string, do not take it. This is abnormal. What you're seeing over here, abnormal. Don't take a trade. That's why no candle popped up. Sorry, that's why no arrow popped up. What you're seeing here is abnormal. Don't take such a trade. You can see, very confusing. You can see red web string, red clouds. What is buy and buy doing here? When there is no space within the strings, don't take it. All right, this is very abnormal. Again, why is it confusing? Red web sling small here, he sold small, he can't overbuy here, everywhere tight, no take them. If you see something like this when you want to trade, leave that trade. Very abnormal, right? Thank you, Sammy, for that question. Who else has the question? What is the best time to take a trade with web sling? Any time can be preferable, right? It depends on Asian time or US time or anytime. I take web string anytime. Or the majorly I do it in the midnight. How many minutes? I don't understand. How many minutes? 5 minutes. What's the green string? The green string is a fusion of both red and blue. What's the green string for? Red and blue, red and blue. Maybe if you mix red with blue, what would you give me? Purple. Well, I don't know what that green. That green string means confusion. So don't go confuse yourself. Don't go confuse yourself, my people. All right. Any other question, guys? I have to go now. Guys, any other question? Are we clear? Are we clear? So Webslinger is a very fun, let me look at NZD USD, NZD, GBP NZD. Is he buying or is he selling? It is beautifully selling. This is a beautiful sell. It's selling at 8.23. If it was a 10-minute trade, you will still be in profit. Before this blue candle go do reach 8.23, you don't clear for 10 minutes. All right. Yes, Victor, ignore the gray strings. Thank you, Jessica. Ignore. Guys, let's have a question. Do you have a question? Who has a question? Are we clear? Are we clear, guys? Clear to go, clear to go. Are we clear? Let me quickly make a video of all of us on Discord. Sorry, I like to make videos. Guys, are we clear? Abby, I'm just talking to myself. Do you have any question you would like to ask? Okay, we are clear. Don't worry, I'll send. Can we trade TBX on Saturdays and Sundays? No, the forex market is closed Saturdays and Sundays. So you can't trade TBX on Saturdays and Sundays. All right, so we are clear. Thank you so much, guys. We are clear, we are clear, we are clear, we are clear. You can go take this trade. This simply means a retest. It will still sell. Yeah, so yeah. All right, thank you so much, guys. Speaking to over 45 people on Zoom is such an amazing thing. All right, I hope you guys were clear on Webslinger. If you want in-depth knowledge with Webslinger, go to Millie Mills and go to Millie Mills' previous videos. She'll make it even more clearer than I did, right? This is one of my favorite. This is my favorite, all right? So this is where I make most of my forex money from as well. Webslinger gives me that comfort and that's relaxation of forex, all right? So yeah, yeah. Next week, I'll probably take you on Mamba alongside Coach Katie. There's a strategy called Mamba. I don't know if most of you know it. That one too, it's just like Webslinger. It's more like a sentimental strategy. It's not a technical strategy. That's why you do not see me marking up any charts, right? Unlike Hourglass and the rest. Yes. Thank you so much, guys, and bye-bye. Good night, everybody.
Give me all she love. To the cut to go food. I like him inside the button. But color my big dog. Color she jumping. I know they send that they jump my life. 100% we take bad. I want you to walk on my struggle. The money long cause I don't buy check. Now everybody want to take my check. I just blow, but I know myself. Because they use me, I go use my sense. I'm about to buy check. I need to go down. I'm going to do what I love my friend.